Good day, everyone. My name is David Ayomide Oluyomi, and I welcome you all to the broadcast on Who Are We as Seraph. So it has been a topic over the years about who we are as Seraphs. Many controversy left, right, many differentiation between the churches. So on this broadcast, we are here to create an awareness about the church at large and about how the church started. Now, to get the ball rolling, we all know that before a great thing can be founded, it has to come through a great person. So the CNS fold emerged from a person. We are talking about Seraph. But behind the word Seraph, there comes a man named Moses Urimolade Tualashe. We're going to start this broadcast by talking about his birth. It is an 11-episode broadcast, and it will start from his birth to his evangelical journey, to the encounters that brought about the call, the part of evangelism, the founding of the church, the division of the church, and up to where we are presently. It will be an 11 episode of great history being debunked to us. So I won't be the only presenter. We are two presenters that will be on this show telling us about who we are of Seraph. So let's kickstart. For today's episode, we'll be talking about the birth of a man, the birth of the founder, the birth of Moses Orimolade Tualashe. So traditionally, Orimolade was given birth to in the year 1879. I made mention of the word traditionally because at the time of his birth, the act of keeping record was not yet popular in that locality. Yeah, he was given birth to in the royal family of Omoba Sodi. Sorry, do not mind my Yoruba. Omoba Sodi Okun Quarters in the land of Ikare, in the western part of Nigeria. Yeah, he was conceived by Madam Odejoroto. I'm very sorry for my Yoruba. Do not pardon me for that. And his father goes by the name Tualashe. There have been many controversies over the years about the person of Orimolade, starting from his birth. Many people think that the story behind his birth is just a fairy tale. But lo and behold, I'm here to tell you guys that what you have been hearing about the birth is not fake, but real. History have it that the whole encounter of his birth started from when he was still in his mother's womb. Yes, when he was still in his mother's womb. So the mother went to the bush to gather firewood. So it's happened that she packed firewood that she could not carry. She packed too much than she could carry because she was heavily pregnant as of that time. So she was on the verge of trying to reduce the firewood in which she had gathered together, only for her to hear a voice telling her and instructing her on how to carry the firewood. To her greatest of all surprise, she was frightened because no one was around her when she heard the voice. So she thought she was hallucinating to herself. Then she continued trying to reduce the firewood, only for her to hear the voice again. And now the voice said something peculiar. He said, "Do not be frightened. I am the child in your womb. Follow my instructions and be on your way." Those were the exact words that were recorded to be said when the mother was being interviewed, according to history. So everything we are saying here today is not by an oral interview, but by what has been written down. So now, the mother, shocked at what she had, but nevertheless, she followed the instruction that the baby gave her, or the voice gave her, and which was a very, very simple instruction. The instruction was that she should just lift up one end of the firewood with her hand and use her nail to support it onto her head, then kick the other side of the firewood to lift it up. That was all that was given to her as an instruction. She was even now blaming herself at the end of the day that why didn't she follow or think of that particular instruction. So the mother, being shocked, so on getting home, she told her husband about the news. Tuonlashe, upon hearing the news, was very shocked. He went ahead to consult an Ifa priest about the child. And what they heard from the Ifa priest shocked them. The Ifa priest said that this particular child is a child that has been ordained by God to be a saint, to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. Upon hearing this, Tuonlashe and his wife were very, very shocked, because out of that time, the gospel of Christ hasn't reached that particular community. So when they heard of this, they were shocked. And Tuonlashe, being a very renowned Ifa priest, very popular at that time, also at the fact that is coming from a royal home, so it was known by many. He thought of it to be something very embarrassing to him, that the child that is going to born will come and bring another religion different from his. So after coming back from the consultation of the Ifa priest, Tuonlashe went ahead to consult the oracle by himself. So the response that the oracle gave him also shocked him. The oracle told him that the child that is in the womb of his wife will be a great child, will be a male child, and this child will be a special apostle. Now, that's where the word special apostle came from in CNS4. It's actually meant that an apostle specially chosen by God. Now, he said it will be a special apostle sent to push away the pagan ways in the land, in the Yoruba land, in the western part of Nigeria. That was the message that was given to him by the oracle, and that he should be treated as a Nazareth. Tuonlashe was very shocked by the news, but because the child was not yet born, he had nothing to do, so he looked away from it and said it was not going to be possible. Then came the special day, the day of his birth. This particular story has caused controversy in the world entirely at large. Why? Tuonlashe did not believe what happened that day. And what happened that day took a great toll in his life. Now, on the day Moses Orimolade was given birth to, it was recorded that Orimolade stood up in the pool of his blood and attempted to walk. The woman that was with the mother of that time tried every possible way to press him down. So she pressed him down the first time, he stood up again. She pressed him down again the second time, he stood up again. 3 good times he attempted to walk, but the woman pressed it down. So the woman, seeing what was happening, told someone to call in the father. It was Tuonlashe. Tuonlashe, on getting in, saw what was happening, was very shocked and embarrassed. He was embarrassed that such a thing could have been happening in his own home. So Tuonlashe began to recite some incantation. He was reciting some incantation to the extent that he pulled out charm and hit on the child's leg to stop the child from continuing with the attempt to walk. So all this being done, and plus the pressing down of the woman, eventually weakened the child. The child could no later continue what he wanted to do. News about this got out, and it became a great embarrassment for Tuonlashe that such a thing happened in his house and he could not do anything about it. Well, this particular incident that occurred crippled Orimolade. People do call him a crippled man, people do call him a man that could not walk. But because of that incident of the charm, the incantation, the pressing down, he was still a baby. So he was crippled throughout his lifetime. Now, for this particular episode, we'll be stopping here at the birth. But this is one thing I want to tell us, and I want us to take home. To almost every great man that the Lord did something good with, they had a story. Be it from birth, be it from their early youthful life, they had a story. Orimolade's story started at birth. And Not only Orimolade had a strange story at birth. The like of TB Joshua. TB Joshua was carried in the womb for an unusual period of 15 months. When he was given birth to, on the day of his naming ceremony, it was said that a rock from a mining operation flew to the place of his naming ceremony, to the exact place where he was being kept, but still he did not harm the child. Or why not take the story of Apostle Arome Osai? Apostle Arome Osai was paralyzed. A part of his face was paralyzed at birth. When he inquired of the Lord, early stage of his when he grew up, he inquired of the Lord, and the Lord told him that had to happen to build him, to protect him. To protect him from those that wanted to do him harm as of that time. But nevertheless, this particular story have told us that a mighty man was given birth to in an unusual way. But what will come out of this mighty man? What is said to become of him? Please stay with us as we go through the remaining episode. God bless you.